Welcome back to Luigi's Mansion 3. We're on the final floor, floor 15, which honestly isn't that tall of a hotel, I guess.
Was it a victory lap?
Oh, well, he's just saying, like, in general about how tall a building is supposed to be. 15 floors isn't, like, super
Ridiculously tall.
duper tall.
Especially compared to, like, you guys
Still pretty
remember...
sizable.
Yeah, so you guys remember the Marriott from that one MomoCon we were in, those hotels and the super fast elevator?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
miss
like,
that place.
most big city hotels are probably, like, 40 or 50 floors high, but I suppose for, like, a resort hotel in the middle of nowhere, 15 floors is pretty big if the whole hotel itself is supposed to be the attraction.
Yeah, it's like Mall of America, I guess.
Yeah, but why would
But
you...
more vertical than wide.
Why would you want to go to Minnesota to go to the mall?
I mean, why would anyone want to go to Willamette, Colorado to go to the mall?
Yeah, but the thing is, nobody wanted to go to Willamette, Colorado. He just ended up
That
there.
town had 53,000 people in it.
Yeah, but for some reason it had 60,000 zombies. Weird how that works out.
Like, it had 7,000 tourists.
Who wanted to go to the mall?
I mean, there were those Japanese guys who were on vacation there, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know why you would spend your vacation at the mall. That's like spending your vacation to go to the zoo. Well, no, the zoo is somewhere you would go to on vacation, but it's like the thing you do if like everywhere else you wanted to go is like closed, then you go to the zoo. I apologize to anyone in watching who is an adamant defender of the zoo, but I'm just saying the tigers were asleep and the koalas were hiding in back and I didn't even see them and I wanted my money back.
Yeah, zoos aren't exactly interesting.
Can't really say I've been to one in the last 18 years.
Yeah, it has been a long time for me as well.
I used to volunteer at the Philadelphia Zoo.
Cool, what did you do?
Low-brow maintenance work, really.
You
Cleaning
didn't
up
even
shit.
get
Yeah, just cleaning up shit. Cleaning up shit and looking after like all the smaller animals in the children's zoo and all the shit.
No, as in cleaning up shit, as in cleaning up or cleaning up shit.
Oh, both.
There you go.
Yeah.
any human shit or just animal shit?
Thankfully, well, I don't know. I couldn't really tell in the rain, but duck shit is not pleasant.
Oh no, it's not. When I
Also, chickens are cannibals.
chickens are assholes.
I mean, they're raptors.
But when I was in high school, there were I did marching band and on the football field, and there were always these ducks that would be on the football field when we were practicing.
Ducks are jerks.
They would never leave, and they would shit all over the place. And guess what?
They would also get mad at you if you came close.
Yeah. And guess what? If you're doing a marching band routine, you have to walk where you have to walk, and you can't walk around the shit. So, yeah.
I was just eating my chicken tenders for lunch one day while I was working. Chicken just went to the table and ate one of my tenders, and I was mortified.
I mean, could you be sure that was actually made out of chicken?
True. But just the idea of a chicken eating a chicken tender.
I'm delicious.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining, like, a similar sort of thing where, you know, like, there's, like, a human walking up and then just grabbing, like, a human leg and biting into it. It's like, oh, God.
Hey, you know what that reminds me of, this really obscure thing? You remember the episode in Dexter's Lab where his dad's, like, obsessed with the mom's muffins?
You know what?
And he has the daydream about, like, the dancing muffins, and one just bites off a part of its head and starts eating it.
Okay, so I've got, like, really vague memories of that. Like, I know I've seen that episode, but it's been so long that I know you're right, but I still can't, like, really visualize it. I might not have actually seen it, though, because that's one of the weird things that happens with the human brain, is that you can trick yourself into remembering things that didn't actually happen relatively easily. Like,
Childhood in particular.
if you Photoshop a picture of somebody on a hot air balloon and be like, yeah, don't you remember when we went to the hot air balloon when you were 5 years old? Even if you weren't there, you might be like, oh yeah, I remember that. Just because there was a picture and you were on the picture.
Cubes.
This area was kind of neat. Also sort of freaky. Because, like, she really is a obsessed fangirl. You can kind of tell.
Kind of reminds me of, what was her name? From Hyrule Warriors?
Sia?
Sia.
Lana!
Just a really big fucking stalker by the end of the game.
It's okay, though. She gets redeemed because she felt bad about what she did? Question mark?
Really.
I mean, sort of. That game's story is not its strong suit, but at least it's better than Fire Emblem Warriors.
Oh, you mean Wake of Fate co-starring Marth?
Yeah, but also, like, I've just seen some of the story beats from it, and it's just, like, not even a good retelling of those games.
We didn't want to add too many lore characters because they all use swords. So let's have our OC characters use swords.
There's from what I can tell, there's no on-foot spear-wielding character in the main cast. You have to buy that through DLC, even though half the characters in the game are just copy-pastes of other characters anyway. So, yeah, that seems kind of bogus.
It is bogus.
It's a very high-tech floor, like I have to say. They're just standard security cameras, laser trackers.
What, you don't find
Lasers.
Mission Impossible guard lasers to be spooky?
I mean, if they're like lasers that cut your limbs off, sure. Like Resident Evil style.
Oh, God. I remember when I was playing that game, and then I saw those goddamn lasers. And that was the point where... Like
not the giant robotic Napoleon.
Yeah, it took it that long, huh?
Well, that's the thing. Like, the giant robot Napoleon was stupid, don't get me wrong. But lots of horror movie stuff is stupid, and it's still trying to be a horror movie. That's the point where it's not even trying to be horror. It's trying to be like a spy action movie.
Well, it's also being a schlocky reference to the movie which came out at the time.
That's true. That game's just weird.
I love it for it.
For it, like Resident Evil 4.
Oh, I didn't realize I said that. I love it for Wii Edition. What?
For Resident Evil Children's Edition.
Mm.
You have to make sure that it's spelt with lowercase letters, though, because...
Yeah, it's always pronounced for Resident Evil.
That's why it's not Resident Evil 8, it's just Village.
Yeah.
Which is dumb. We all know what it is, Capcom. We get a number scare developers unless you're Square Enix.
By the time you get to entry 8 of anything, I can understand being a little self-conscious about it. Like, I'm honestly...
But do people really care, though?
I was going to say, no one's going to call it Village, they're just going to call it Resident Evil 8.
No, but I'm more like just... Do people really care that it's the 8th or 9th game?
I mean,
like,
I can kind of see it, because we do make fun of some stuff like that, like Land Before Time, I think. You know,
well, that's because the quality dropped off a fucking rock after, like, the second one.
Was the second one even good? I never watched it.
It was okay. It's obviously not the same tone as the first movie, but it was at least decent enough on its own merits.
Hold on. I need to see how many Land Before Times.
I think there's 14, if I remember correctly.
Oh my god.
Yep, 14. It came out in 2016, 9 years after Part 13, which was 2007.
What?
That's okay. So clearly after 13, it's like, I mean, maybe we should stop. It's like, nah, it's like one more to me.
Also, there were, like, compilation out. There were Land Before Time video games? Hold the phone.
Yeah, there are lots of
yeah,
them.
I mean, yeah, that's not surprising. I think the stigma of something being embarrassed by, like, after the 5th or 6th numbered entry is something that I think is dying out.
It's something that's more... I think they feel there's more of a stigma than there really is.
Yeah, but they're really not. I was like, I think it's as long as it's a quality product. I don't think anybody would give a shit if it's the third or the seventh.
If anything, the unnecessary subtitles make it worse.
So I'm kind of thinking of books where there are a lot of long-running book series which go into like 30s and 40s and whatnot. And usually what those will do is people don't generally call them like, detective book number 64. They'll call them detective book and just call it by the subtitle, and it'll just say like volume 64 or whatever on the side or whatnot, which I don't think that's necessarily a better version.
Nah,
Like, I don't
not
know.
really.
I feel like it's going to be awkward no matter what. I think that it's more jarring when they start numbering stuff. That when they start numbering stuff, they
Oh,
keep
Mario
on
Kart?
doing it. Oh, well, Mario Kart is dumb. I hate that they went from not having numbers to having numbers. That frustrates me. But I more mean, like, when you start off by numbering your sequels, you have the first game, then 1, 2, 3, and you get up to, like, 5 or 6, and then you stop. That's what's a little bit weird to me, versus, like, other series where they start not numbering them sooner, Because nobody's upset that Mario Odyssey isn't Super Mario 30 or whatever it is, or that Sonic Forces isn't Sonic. Well, I guess some people were upset that Sonic 4 was Sonic
The 3D
4.
games never had a number though.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
the thing.
But nobody's
Yeah,
mad that Sonic Mania isn't Sonic 5,
You mean Sonic 4?
John, they made Sonic 4 twice.
Wait, are you including both episodes, or are you including Sonic Advance 1?
I wasn't thinking of Sonic Advance 1, but that is a better
Because
Sonic
it-
4
because
than
it-
Sonic 4.
Okay, Sonic Advance is basically just what Sonic 4 was.
I was
functionally
talking
supposed
about
to be,
both
but-
episodes of Sonic 4,
Okay.
of which both are bad, for the record. And don't anybody give me that, episode 2 was okay. No. It wasn't really okay. It was
better than episode 1.
Yes, but we talked about this earlier. Being better doesn't mean you're good. It just means you're better. Circus Peanuts are better than Worms.
Don't lose me now.
I had to think.
Don't.
I was going to say, I'm having a hard time thinking of anything edible
Yeah.
that's better than Circus
Think of
Peanuts.
Circus Peanuts rot the brain.
Okay, well, how do they do
You
that? You're
you
going to have
shouldn't.
to show me some evidence from the text here.
No, I just feel that I'm right, and that's all I need.
Okay. All right. Unfortunately, your feelings can't be cited in MLA format, so...
But they're mine.
yeah, exactly. You could plagiarize them and nobody would even know.
Yeah, so anyway, don't eat Circus Peanuts. It's
Okay, I'm not advocating for
lousy.
eating Circus Peanuts here. All right,
They're just
Ryan
lousy.
is.
What?
Yeah, you know what you did.
Your silence is complicity, Ryan.
Is it?
For Circus Peanuts, yes, I believe it is.
Or we're gonna say it is, even if it isn't, because that's
Yeah.
funnier that way. I remember this floor being decent
This floor's
enough.
this floor's pretty neat.
Yeah,
It's a fitting end to the game. It just should have been floor 12 instead of floor 15.
I guess I also appreciate that this floor is somewhat spooky, even if the Mission Impossible gadgets are a little bit out of place, I guess it's, it's hard. This was something I think I was talking about at the very beginning of the playthrough, in that I liked this game, but I didn't love it, and a lot of my...
Luigi's Mansion 2 reference.
Oh yeah, this was a neat little callback that I appreciated. But, yeah, I think at the beginning of the playthrough I was saying something like, I liked this game, but I couldn't really explain why I didn't love it. And I feel like part of it is just that, I would have rather had something else. And, yes, that does come across as a little bratty, but, it's just not... The game wasn't made to fit my tastes, and that's fine. If every game was made for me, then I feel like people would probably not be happy, because apparently I like bad games, but, whatever. Make Trauma Center 5, you cowards. Anyway. Actually, I guess it's technically like... Never mind. I'm not going to go there.
It's technically Sonic 4. I'm kidding.
Well, actually, Sonic 4 is technically Sonic 5. Because
was
Sonic and
promising.
Knuckles is Sonic 4. But we're getting off topic.
Oh, Christ, I'm not
We're
doing
not
this
doing
again.
that again.
So, okay. Let's think about this. Sonic
No.
1 was the first Sonic game released.
Uh-huh.
Sonic 2 is the sequel to Sonic 1. Sonic 3 is the sequel to
technically
Sonic...
CD. Sonic CD is the
Yeah,
sequel
but
to
Sonic
2.
2 is numbered Sonic 2.
Yeah, no, but Sonic CD is Sonic CD.
Yeah, Sonic CD is Sonic 1.5. Like Lion King 1.5.
0.5, actually.
What, Sonic 1.5? That's the same as 1.5, John.
No, I said I just 0.5, as in just 0.5.
Oh, so wait, you think it's a Sonic before Sonic?
I mean, it could be as time travel.
Herm.
Are we counting Game Gear games that came out
No.
before Sonic 3 and
No.
Knuckles?
No, we're talking about
It's-
games people care about.
And they still exist. Is Alex Kidd Sonic 0?
I mean, there are a lot of Alex Kidd games, though. That's the thing.
There
Sonic
are-
0,
there are-
Sonic -1, Sonic -2.
There are a
Everything's a
lot of,
Sonic
of Alex Kidd games, though. Which I don't really get. I never really got the appeal. But, you know.
I guess it did well enough in Brazil.
Oh, wait, was like it.
The
Brazil-
Master System did extremely well in Brazil.
Did it do well at the time or like later?
I think in general.
Because I
I
know.
think just in general, yeah, because I remember I remember some Sonic handheld games getting an exclusive Master System release in Brazil only.
I know that South American gaming is an interesting subject because of the licensing and like distribution rights were really weird there. I don't really remember.
The
all
reason the Master
details.
System did so well in Brazil is because they made a deal with like some kind of small Brazilian tech company to manufacture it there, and so they wouldn't have to ship it, which made it significantly cheaper than the NES.
Yeah, like I know that bootleg Nintendo games were a fairly big thing.
Cristiano Ronaldo, soccer 98.
It's also, was Brazil one of the countries that Neo Geo was also really big in too, or was
Neo
that...
Geo was big in just Latin America in general.
Yeah. Was that for a similar reason, or did they just have more?
It's because the
games there?
SNK. It's because the SNK machines were easy to just swap games out of.
Oh, okay. Oh, I remember this. This section took me more time than it should have. Do you guys like Seesaw Physics?
No.
Are you sure?
Seesaw and no.
I really should just go turn off the laser source, but I want the gem.
Ah, spoken like a true gamer. I feel like
Go
that
through,
one
you
would be
idiot.
easier to get if you were playing it in co-op.
Yeah, probably. It's not that hard, but... No, you fool. Should have just let Luigi do it. No, 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 no.
I think I did fall off there, though.
Oh, come on. It's still moving in the cutscene. That's not fair.
What causes it to raise?
Being on
Some
one
pumps
side
them,
or the other.
Yeah. Yeah, just some stupid pumps them. Whee! Yeet!
I think you just have to be like if it's tilting, it's going up, and if it's not tilting, it's going down.
Yeah, it's a little weird. And it's usually you don't know how far you can go before you start sliding like that. Save
Yeah.
yourself! Save yourself! Save yourself!
Well, I mean, if you can just keep doing that.
You can't
I mean,
do
it
it
works,
fast
so-
enough to keep yourself like if you. There is a like a grace period where you can do that, but if it's steep enough, it won't catch you in time.
Come on, what the fuck?
Hi, Daredevil / Old Boy reference.
Look out, he's got a pool cue.
Old Boy did it first, guys, by the way.
Who?
It's a Korean movie.
Who?
Okay, you know the scene in Daredevil
Who's
where...
Korea?
Okay, Ted, you know the scene in Daredevil where it's like the one take of him just going down the building, beating up the guys constantly? And he's
Oh,
just
no,
exhausted at the end of it?
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, that's a cool scene, but I don't think anybody was under the impression that Daredevil did it first. That's
Oh,
just like
you would have been surprised if you looked online. It's a
That's
cool
like
scene.
just
They're
a
so creative for doing it. It's like, no... That
That's-
exact setup was done by Old Boy like 10 years ago.
That's Prestige TV's favorite trick. Like, it's in... Like, don't get me wrong, it's a great scene, and it's impressive that they did it in one take. But it's... I never thought that, oh, they did that first. Way to go, Marvel. Like,
People really just don't go outside their bubbles very much.
listen, I love the Marvel movies. I love the MCU. It's not good because it's particularly original. That's not really what you're going to that franchise for, you know. If anything, I
But
feel
Ted,
like...
don't you know it's the best cinema in the world? It's like, no, it's not.
I don't hear people really saying that all that much. If anything, I feel like I hear far more people saying
Yeah,
that
people
it's
made us
not...
think about it when Martin Scorsese made those comments.
Oh yeah, that it's not like... I mean, granted, I
more
feel
like a
like
theme park.
he was saying Marvel movies in the same way that your grandpa said Nintendo, or called every Pokemon Pikachu, you know? Where he was probably talking about superhero movies in general, or just those kinds of action movies, you know? Which, I mean, I'm not Martin Scorsese, I can't say if that's definitely what he was saying, but I feel like... I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
People took it way too seriously, though.
I mean, yeah, because who gives a crap what Martin Scorsese thinks? If you like Marvel movies, then just like them. I feel like that's
keep
just
watching.
that's a common nerd trap. Is that if somebody says a bad thing about a thing you like, you have to defend it as if it's honor.
They take it as a personal attack.
Yeah, you have to defend it as if its honor needs to be defended by you. Whereas, like, if somebody says a bad thing about a game you like, you can just ignore it. You don't have to engage.
Just keep playing the game.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I get the impulse to do it, and I still get that instinct from time to time myself. It's just, there's better things to do with your life, people. You're gonna be far happier if you don't spend every minute going on the internet to have arguments about movies or video games or comics or, I don't know, soap operas. Do you think, like, angry middle-aged women go on to forums and argue about which soap opera they like best in the same way that we talk about video games?
Not that I can recall.
How many of them are still even on?
All of them.
I mean, they all are.
They
yeah.
all are.
Mm-hmm.
I remember...
I figured they would have gotten replaced by just shitty reality TV and talk shows by now.
You can have both.
I mean,
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
but
like, there's room for both, especially if it's public television.
Yeah. My mom loves those kinds of shows, and she was really annoyed that when the quarantine happened, they stopped releasing new episodes, and I think,
no, they only have 40 years of episodes that can re-air.
well, apparently they
Maybe
don't
help-
have
maybe
have
help
any
peop-
good way to watch them.
maybe help some people get into it by showing stuff from 10 years ago that might be relevant now.
Apparently there aren't, like, really any good ways to watch, like, episodes you missed. Like, I'm not even sure if they have, like...
Well, you're not meant to rewatch it, is the thing.
Yeah, I know. It's just...
It's one of those...
Can you imagine
it's one
if
of-
they made like a box set?
What, of Days of Our Lives or something?
Yeah, of a fucking soap opera.
100 DVD collection.
And that only covers 3 years.
Yeah, because there's a new episode every single day for all those shows, and they're all like a half hour long. So if you thought watching One Piece was a was a trip,
Yeah, that's like one of those things. It's like, oh, comic people read like 30 years worth of issues, or mangas like, how long. It's like, okay, but how's moms watch shit that's been going on for like longer than their lives?
I feel like whatever they do to get people into those shows, they need to just teach the comics people that. Because the most frustrating things about comics lately is the needing to reboot everything every 5 years because they need a new starting point for new readers. Whereas maybe they could just make the books always easy to get into.
I think it's more that telenovelas and stuff just don't give a shit about continuity and haven't in a long time.
Oh yeah, because when Enrique comes out of the hospital after that car crash,
You mean his 10-year
suddenly
coma?
he's a different actor. Weird. Man, that facial reconstruction surgery really nailed how he looked before, huh? Enrique is the same exact person he was before. Definitely. I think my mom's also told me that like they've had children characters like go to boarding school for a year at 8 years old and then come out like 16 or whatever. That's also fairly common. Because writing a story about a 12-year-old isn't as interesting as a 16-year-old, I guess, question mark? Look, I know far too much about this crap, okay?
Dude, we all have moms.
I know, but, like, you don't understand. Like, my mom really likes soap operas.
Like even now, or?
Yeah, she still watches them. She was, like, legitimately annoyed that they weren't making new episodes.
Oh no, how will she ever wait to find out what happened to Stefano?
Listen, Stefano and his evil twin, Befano, they have a long and serious feud, okay?
A very special episode. Stefano refuses to wear a mask.
Like the cleaning of a house. It never ends.
Never ends.
I'll see you all in the next part of Luigi's Mansion.